Ladies and gentlemen, the Stanley Cup champions for 2019 will be determined in a Game 7 on Wednesday, June 12th between the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues in the TD Garden in Boston. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the moment I think players dream of as young kids, getting that chance in that Game 7 to hoist the cup. We know whoever wins, they will have a summer of celebration, glory, happiness. While not the losing team will unfortunately feel disappointment, heartache, gut-wrenching pain, and a lot of what-ifs. My name is Randy Dillon. Welcome back to another edition of Randy Talks Hockey. I'm going to talk about the history of Game 7 in the NHL, break down the Game 7 between the Bruins and the Blues, give you who do I think is going to win the Conn Smythe from each team, and my thoughts on who will walk out as your 2019 Stanley Cup champion. We look at Game 7. There has been 16 Game 7s to determine the Stanley Cup, and this will be the 17th one. In the past 16, the home team has been dominant. They've won 12 Game 7, but the road team hasn't won many. But here's an interesting fact. The last two Stanley Cup champions in a Game 7 were determined on the road. 2009, the Penguins won in the Joe Louis Arena against the Detroit Red Wings. And in 2012, the Boston Bruins won in Rogers Arena against the Vancouver Canucks. So the road team does not have the strong stats, but they do have a trend right now. So will the Blues add to that, or will the Bruins get a chance to celebrate and party with the fans? In Game 7, we're going to look at possibly, this is not going to be a high-scoring game. It's not going to be a 7-5 overtime thriller or a back-and-forth game. It would be cool to see, but usually Game 7s, they're very tight defensive game. Only once had the Game 7 had 7 goals, and this was all the way back in 1950 between the Detroit Red Wings and the New York Rangers. Funny thing is, if we can get a Game 7 that goes into overtime, that would be interesting. But that hasn't happened since 1954. So it's been a while. So will the hockey god give us a Game 7 for the ages that go into that overtime? Who knows? As I said, Game 7, they're very tight and defensive. 15 times in a Game 7, the winning team has allowed only 2 goals or less. So that's a pretty impressive stat there. So the goalie has to be on his game. So if you look at Rask, you look at Binnington, it'll be in. I think whatever goalie gives up 2 goals first might be on the losing end. A lot of pressure for the team, but you know there are not going to be many chances given up. They're going to play very tight. Players do not want to make a mistake. They want to be cautious because they know it's a do or die situation. One wrong mistake could cost you the game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be possibly another Game 7 to be added to history. But if we look at these two teams, the Blues and the Bruins, and let's go back to Game 6 that happened on Sunday, the Blues had their chance, but they just couldn't capitalize on the power play. It was just hard, like 0 for 4 on the power play, chance after chance. They just couldn't finish. And the Bruins did capitalize on a 5-on-3 they got. So special teams have hurt the Blues. If their special teams are going to come alive, now is the chance in the Game 7. But give credit to the Bruins. They played very good, very strong. But Tuukka Rask was unbelievable. He made save after save. He was incredible. Just a big save after big save, keeping the Bruins in. He was the true star for the Bruins and helping that win. But Jordan Binnington, he did not look good for the Blues at all. He gave up a couple of softies in the third period. I did not like the Brandon Carlo, the second goal, because that just took the life out of the Blues. So we know goaltending has been a factor in these Game 7. It'll be interesting. Can these goalies give us a showdown to remember? Now, scoring first, the team that actually scored first in all 6 of these games have won. And in the Game 7, 68.75% time the team has won. 31.25% the team that scored first has won. So if you score first, you have good odds. Will the trend continue, and whoever scored first in this series is going to win? We'll have to wait to find out. Now, the big thing for the Blues, Ivan Barbashev, he will return for a one-game suspension. I was listening to a video on TSN earlier today. They were saying most likely Robert Thomas is going to be taken out, most likely because of he's not healthy. Will Sammy Blais be taken out? It'll be interesting to see, but Barbashev will definitely help. For the Bruins, though, will Mac Grzelcyk play? He was skating in non-contact. I think this will be a last-minute decision if he's cleared or not, but if not, I don't think the Bruins are too worried here. Now, if we had to pick a winner in these Game 7, I suck at these predictions, but if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to unfortunately have to go with the Boston Bruins. My heart just hurts, as you say, because trust me, you think it's painful for the players to lose a Game 7? What about the fans? I remember watching the Vancouver Canucks lose a Game 7 to these Bruins in 2011, and it was just a pain, gut-wrenching punch in the stomach. You just feel awful for a little time. It's very hard to get over. A lot of questions, what if? But you're asking me why I'm wearing a Washington Capitals Stanley Cup champion shirt? Well, whoever wins the Stanley Cup, NHL will make these nice shirts for you. And I'm not speaking for NHL. You should buy these shirts. But just a cool shirt. I'm just saying that much to say you're the Stanley Cup champion. Anyways, who do I think is going to win? I'm going to have to go with the Bruins, and the reason being the experience. They have been here before. Well, both these teams have played Game 7s in these playoffs. The Bruins had a strong Game 7 against the Maple Leafs in round 1, and they were actually in the same position. Down 3-2, Game 6 in the road, came back, won home, but they had. So we'll see what happens. But in the Blues, that double overtime game and Patrick Maroon scoring the eventual OT winner, that was a fun game to watch as well. Ben Bishop stood on his head, but the Blues just dug in and finally got the job done. But in a Game 7 here, you're going to need experience. You got to stay calm. These players, they got to stay relaxed, because that's all they're going to think about in their mental psyche. But Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, David Krejci, Zdeno Chara, Tuukka Rask even. Yes, he was the backup in 2011. But they've all been here. They know what it takes to win. The Blues, the experience they don't have. You got to feel the nerves, the jitters. But they are a good road team. They have won 2 out of 3 games. Can they make it 3-4 in Boston? We'll see what happens. Now, if the Bruins do win the Stanley Cup, I'm going to say the Conn Smythe goes to Rask. He has been terrific, unbelievable, strong. If the Blues win, it's a toss-up between O'Reilly and Binnington. I think O'Reilly has quietly made a conversation for the Conn Smythe winner. Binnington has been great the first 3 rounds, but he has dipped off, and he has history on the line here. If he wins, Binnington will be the only rookie goalie to win 16 Stanley Cup playoff games. If he loses, he'll just be a side note in history, tying Matt Murray, Cam Ward, Ron Hextall, and Patrick Waugh for winning 15 games. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my thoughts and opinions on a Game 7. Who do I think is going to win? It's going to be a fun game. It's always exciting to watch Game 7. This will be the last game of this season. There's no more after this, and not until the beginning of the 2019-20 season. But it's fun to watch. Game 7 is always fun for a fan, not if you're a fan of the losing team, but you're super happy you're the fan of the winning team. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy Game 7 as I do. It's going to be interesting and exciting. It's all the drama, all the spotlight, the lights shine bright. This is where you make your moment. This is where you can become a hero. It doesn't matter who becomes a hero. You just have one game. You got to make one play. And if you make that right play, you will edge your name in history. Have a good time, everyone, watching Game 7. And this is Randy Dillon. And remember, watch some hockey.